Hi, and thank you for joining us today on the Road to Recovery. I'm Rhonda Jackson, your host, serial entrepreneur and small business advocate. And joining me today is Miss Jackie Kennedy, aka Dewberry Juice. Hi, Miss Jackie. How are
Hi,
you?
Rhonda. Hey.
Thank you for joining us today. Jackie is a renowned confidence coach, and her company is Dewberry's Inc. And for those, you and I have history, Jackie. So we go way
Yes.
back to firstborn child. We go way
Yes.
back to just the growth and development that we've both experienced as women, and being mothers. And I just wanted today's conversation to be around one, the confidence that it takes to even look towards recovery. That's economic recovery, that's social recovery, that's personal.
Yes.
And I just thought that you would be a key person for joining me in that conversation. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, Rhonda.
You're welcome. And so for those that aren't as familiar with Dewberry's Inc., will you tell us a little bit about you and the company?
Logo basically is about women, empowering women, celebrating our curves, and really just expressing ourselves through color, through hair, through nails, the natural style, however you want to do it, as long as you're expressing your beauty. That's Dewberry.
I love it. So here's the beautiful thing about everything that you said, because Dewberry's, from what you're capturing just in your conversation, is your whole self. Is
Yes.
right. It's embodying the whole self. And one of the things that you have been very passionate about and in action is empowering your whole self economically. Right. And
Yes.
that's creating those multiple streams of income, the makeup, the beauty, the hair, the lashes, the clothes, the etiquette, right? So I love the fact that you approach that economic value inside and out. And so
Yes.
if we're going to kind of tap into the conversation, if you don't mind, you and I have discussed this quite a bit.
Yes.
Is how do we do that? Multiple streams of income. How do we do that? Where do we start? What would you say be the first component of embarking on that journey?
Well, I would have to say the first component to embarking on that would definitely be to know that you can.
Okay.
And it definitely starts with your confidence level. It starts with your self-esteem level. You have to have a plan. You have to know exactly what it is that you want to do. You have to have enough confidence to know that you can do it.
Mhm.
So it's definitely starting with your mindset.
Okay.
Okay. Because remember, everything that you want to do, everything is already available for you.
Okay.
You just need to tap into that energy, into that power. So,
Right.
but it starts with your mind.
Okay, so I hear you on mindset, but you said a
Yeah.
few things. I just want to break down some of the gems that you just laid out. Okay.
Yes.
So you talked about mindset, but also mindset embodying the component of self-esteem and confidence. Okay. So when you say mindset, self-esteem, and confidence with regards to creating multiple streams of income, what type of thoughts or what questions would you ask yourself to know that you were on that right path? What does that look like? What does that self-conversation look like?
Well, that self conversation looks like you getting up in the morning and just taking a minute to just spend some time with self and
Okay.
really writing down what those goals are that you really want and really asking yourself, is this something I can do for myself with not depending on everybody else to help me do it? You know
Okay.
what I mean? Do you have a goal that's like you're so about it? You're so, oh my God, I got to do this. Does it get you excited about it? That's what you should look at, the things that get you really excited. And you know that I'm going to do this, whether I have my neighbors, my husband, my wife, I'm going to do this because I know this is my life calling.
I love that.
When you have that drive,
Mhm.
those are the things you need to look at.
Okay. All right. So we're tapping inside of ourselves to get that
Yes.
confidence. We're
Mm-hmm.
digging deep. And then you talked about creating a plan. Okay.
Yes.
Is this a 30-day plan? Is it just the singular goal of I'm going to do X? Or talk
Mm-hmm.
a little bit more about what that plan looks like or should look like.
Okay. Yes, exactly. So if you're going to do a plan, then that means that this is something that you really have to commit yourself to.
Okay.
Having a plan means every day you have to focus in on what it is that you're trying to do.
Okay.
There is no lacking in supporting your own business. So whatever your thoughts are, you need to be on that every minute of the day. Every time you have free space, you should be focusing on your business. Even if you're driving in a car and you're not on the phone, you're not looking at your iPhone or whatever phone you have, you need to know that my focus today is to think of 10 things that I need to do for my business.
Ah.
I need to get my license. I need to get my title. I need to know who is going to be involved in my business. I need to get a logo. I need to get a website. There's levels to the madness because
Okay.
entrepreneurship is definitely a madness.
No, but
Yes.
wonderful. Being an entrepreneur is wonderful. No.
This is so fabulous.
Okay.
It's so
So, all
fabulous.
right. So I love this. So we've got mindset. We've
Yes.
done I call it, or my mom used to call it, the checkup from the neck up,
Hmm.
to make sure that our mind is on track and that we align our goals with our inner passion. I think that
Yes.
you have touched on something that I think is so, so important and vital, especially having to weather, what many of us have experienced in 2020 with pandemic and civil
Mm.
unrest. That inner fortitude can take you, years.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's
Yeah.
the only fuel you'll have. It won't be a sale, it won't be someone cheerleading you on your shoulder. It'll take that inner fortitude. So now, once we have that, not once we have it, as we develop that,
Right.
there's something about the practice. And I think you've called it manifestation, and you can describe that practice for us more. So we have our goal in mind. We've made up our mind that this is where our direction. We've, got our North Star. How do we begin to see that come to fruition in our lives? What's that process?
Okay. Okay. Well, that process definitely looks like you have to start speaking some affirmations. I
Mm.
mean, you got to do things that are going to pump you up with your business. That
Okay.
means you have to start eating well. You have to start eating light so that you can have that light spirit, so you can have that light so that you're able to manifest. And when you have that light, you're able to speak, I am this, I will do this, I will have this. You start to speak what you see already in the future because really it's already there. Remember, it's already there.
Okay.
So you really don't have to see it in the future because it's there, but you're speaking it from your mouth
Got it.
and the sound that
Got it.
I am this, I am that, my business is this. You write it down. That's the process
Okay.
of manifesting.
All
So
right.
remember, mindset first. Your
Mhm.
environment is definitely
Yes.
in there with your mindset because if you're in an environment where you can't be productive, it's
Yeah.
going to stop you. So your mindset in your environment, you really just have to say yes. And when I say yes, I mean you really have to say yes to what it is that you want to manifest
I love
and why it is that you're here.
I love that. So you mentioned earlier, and maybe this was in some of our pre-conversation, about there probably being an opportunity for every individual to create anywhere from 5 to infinity income
Yes.
levels.
Yes.
Income, 5 to infinity. So when you look at your first five, right? Are you saying that I would have 5 passions, or are there categories that these five kind of cover? What was maybe even share your experience on your approach on creating, your journey? Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Well, like to call it the Fantastic Five because those are those five things that most of the time people have five things that they really want to do. It may be something that you thought about 10 years ago. It may be something you thought about 5 years ago. So you just write down five things. For example, I have Poshmark where I sell on Poshmark used items. I mean, I've made over $30,000 in 1 year on Poshmark.
Wow.
I have the House of Peaky on Facebook where I sell affordable fashions every day. I get sales like 10 to 12 sales, and I started that business maybe like 3 months ago. And
Oh,
then I have where I empower women and I ignite women to do things that they've been wanting to do, just like what we're talking about here with their goals and things like that. And then, I have the Homeless Goddess Project where I go out and I help the homeless goddesses on the street with giving them items that people don't normally give them. And then I work with my spiritual work, which is something totally different as well that keeps me uplifted with all the five things that I'm doing. But
right.
for me, I started with five, but I literally have about 9 different multi-stream ability, multi-stream of income.
I love that.
I'm sorry, the airplane's going by.
No, it's okay.
You hear it?
You're in nature. You are one
Yeah,
with
well,
nature right
there's
now.
a reason why I'm in nature because when you work for yourself and you're an entrepreneur, it's so beautiful outside today. I was like, I have to be outside. I
Yes.
have to come outside because even in the midst of all the pain and the hurt and all that's going on in the world, you need to be able to wake up in the morning and still see the beauty in what is around you. It's around you. The beauty is here. The nature is here. We have to work with nature
Yeah.
as well.
And that's living, and that's growth, and that,
Yes.
that oneness kind of brings us closer to our true selves. And actually in nature, there are more quieter moments, right? There are more
Yes.
clear spaces where you can kind of become one and at peace and have that
Yes.
clear thought to develop that. But what I will say, and what I heard you describe in your five, is your passion for wellness and well-being. So
Yes.
I think that to your earlier point of creating your mindset and identifying your passion, if you figure out where that umbrella is, and then what I heard you do is just create it for different segments or different types of women, different types of people in need, and creating different solutions for wellness. So I
Yes.
truly applaud you on that. So
Thank you.
if someone is interested in any one of the gamuts that you described today, or just to be
Yes.
in touch with you, or to share more and like, next to the subscription box below, the little red button, if they haven't already, I'll make sure that I include the links to all of those things. But what's one actionable thing that you would tell every emerging or established entrepreneur to do today? What's one thing?
That one thing I would tell every entrepreneur to do today is to get excited. Get
Ah,
excited.
okay.
Ignite yourself.
All right.
Believe in yourself. But the one word is get excited.
Get excited. Okay, say a little
Mhm.
more about get excited.
Okay, what I mean by getting excited is that know that after you see this interview, that anything and everything is possible.
I love it.
Okay,
Yes.
if you believe it and you put it down on paper and you speak your affirmations and you change your environment and
Yes.
change your mindset, you will get excited because
Uh,
you'll start to see the process. You'll
mhm.
start to see things happening. You'll start to manifest things that you didn't think that you could manifest.
Right.
So let's get excited, you guys.
I
You can
love
do
that.
this.
Yes, we have a saying here on the road to recovery that information plus implementation equals
Yes.
transformation. Maybe that's what
Yes.
it's about. So I love that. Jackie,
Love
tell us
that.
how to stay in touch with you. How do we stay in touch with you?
Oh, definitely. You can reach me. You can email me at that Jackie, Jackie, at yahoo.com.
I
You
love
can also reach me at that Pinky, Pinky, Jewels, Jewels, at yahoo.com.
I
I have
love
other ways to reach me as well, but we'll put them in the feed.
Definitely right next to the subscription button. So if you haven't done
Yes.
so, please click like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining us today, Jackie.
Oh
Because
my God.
the energy, and that self, that we can have ownership over our future and over our destinies. That is huge. And I'm sure you've touched lives today. So thank you for being here.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Rhonda, for having me. I think that you are doing a fabulous job with helping us to identify, helping us get the information that we need. Your light and your beauty is amazing. And I just applaud you and I celebrate you, lady.
Oh, thank
Keep
you.
being grand. Keep being grand.
Thank you. Bless you. Bless you. Thanks for joining us
Blessings, honey.
today.
Thank you
All
so much.
right. You're welcome. Thanks.
Bye.